Today we are doing trinomials, and a trinomial has how many parts do you think? Three, okay? So this is the first part, this is the second part, this is the third part, and you really don't need to memorize this formula until Math 2, but you've got a first part, second part, third part. That's why it's called a trinomial, because tri means three, okay? So step one, check for a GCF, greatest common factor. So let's look at our first example. Is there anything that goes into 1, 3, and 40? 1. And if there's just a 1, you don't do it. It'll just be extra work. You don't need to do it. All right? What about, do they all have an X? No. So you can skip that step. We checked for it. We did it, but there's no really GCF, okay? Step 2, multiply A and C. A and C are your first number and your last number. So what's 1 times negative 40? Negative 40. Write it out to the side, okay? You multiply 1 times negative 40, it gives you negative 40, okay?
So would we not put the x squared?
No, good question. You don't put the x squared. Find the factors that work to make this number, right? What are some things that multiply to give you negative 40?
Negative 20 and 2.
All right, negative 20 and positive 2. Good, write it down. Negative 20 and positive 2. What else multiplies to give you negative 40? Negative 8 and 5. All right, let's do one more set. What's another way to multiply to get negative 40? Go ahead. Say it. Okay, negative 4 and 10. Okay? These are things that multiply to give you negative 40. Do you agree with that? Okay, these are things that multiply to give you negative 40. The next thing you do is you add them. What is negative 20 plus 2? Negative 18. What is negative 8 plus 5? And what is negative 4 plus 10? 6. Which one of these matches what we had in the middle? The second one. These two numbers, when you multiply, give you negative 40. When you add them, give you negative 3. This is the magic combination. Okay? That's the magic combination. So, step 4, divide by A. So you have to take these two numbers, the ones that we want, and you have to divide by the first number. What's the first number? Is that going to change it at all? No. Sometimes it will if it's not a 1, but in this case it doesn't. So when you divide by 1, it doesn't change it. Step 5, put your answer in parentheses. So 2 sets of parentheses. You're going to put an X in front because what does X times X give you?
X squared.
X squared. And then you're going to put minus 8 in the first one and plus 5 in the second one.
Oh.
Okay? All right, so real quick, we're not going to do this on every problem, but I do want to show you something. If you do the lobster claw, you get x squared plus 5x minus 8x minus 40. What do you do next when you're doing something like this?
Add like terms.
Add like terms. That gives you x squared minus 3x minus 40. Is that what the original problem was? Yeah, so that was, all right. So instead of lobster clawing, we're splitting it up. It's called factoring, okay? Right here on your notes, it's called factoring, what we're doing today, okay? All right, example 2, check for a GCF. Anything go into all 3 of these?
2. Well, 1.
Just a 1, so you can skip that, okay? There's nothing that goes into all of them, okay? Step 2, multiply A and C. What am I multiplying? 1 and negative 8. What's 1 times negative 8? Negative 8. Okay, you write it to the side. Okay? What are things that multiply to give you negative 8? Negative 4 and 2. Somebody give me another set.
Negative 8 and 1.
Okay? All right. After you do that, you add them. You add them. What's negative 4 plus 2?
Negative 2.
What's negative 8 plus 1?
Negative 7.
Okay? I want the set that gives me the number in the middle. Okay? Is that the first set or the second set? All right. So this is my magic combination, negative 4 and 2. You have to divide these numbers by what's in front. In this case, what's in front? 1. Negative 4 divided by 1 is still negative 4. 2 divided by 1 is still 2, right? So that doesn't change them, okay? So 2 sets of parentheses. What goes in the front? X and X, okay? And then you're doing X minus 4, and then 2 is positive, so you put plus 2, okay? That's your answer.
So if it's a negative, you just put negative, like X minus 2?
Yeah, if they were both negatives, yeah. So here is another answer that is correct. X plus 2, X minus 4. This is also correct. What about this? Is this correct? X minus 2, X plus 4. Is this one correct?
No.
That one's not correct. Okay, let's look at this one. If I would have done positive 8 and negative 5, what is 8 plus negative 5? 3. Positive 3, but what does it have to be? Negative 3. So you have to find the exact combination. Okay? All right, example 3. Check for a GCF. Anything go into 3, 13, and 4? Does 3 go into 13? No. Okay? So there's no GCF. You multiply these numbers. Multiply these numbers. 3 times 4? 12. Okay, you write it to the side. So you multiply 3 times 4 gives you 12. What are some things that multiply to give you 12?
3 and 4.
6 and 2 I heard. I heard 3 and 4. And 1 and 12. Okay? All right, after I write them out, I'm going to add them. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 4 is
7.
and 1 plus 12 is 13. Okay? All right. What number was I looking for? 13. So I want this combination. Guys, you have to be careful. You have to divide those two numbers. You have to divide these. What are you dividing by on this one? 3. You divide by the front number. So you divide by 3. Will 1 divide by 3? No, I'm going to show you in a minute how we're going to do that. Will 12 divide by 3? It gives you 4. Okay? Let me say that again because this is new. 1 divided by 3, you can't do it. So I have 1/3. And then 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. 2 sets of parentheses. Okay? If you have a fraction right here, you do bottoms up. Okay? So you do 3x plus 1. You have to write it like that. All right? The 3 goes in front. So it's 3x plus 1. And then the next one is just x plus 4. That's your answer. Uh-huh.
You just use the bottom one and put it in front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you don't flip it. You just move the 3 to the front, and then the 1 goes in the back.
Yeah, sorry. So when I say bottoms up, I'm saying up to the front.
Oh, so the denominator goes.
Uh-huh. All right, so bottoms up to the front, and then plus 1, and then the other one's x plus 4. Okay? All right, number 4. Put our 1 in front. There's nothing that goes into all those. And then I'm going to multiply these. 1 times 4 is 4. Okay? All right, things that multiply to give me 4. 2 and 2 and 4 and 1. Okay. All right, this one also has a trick to it. What's 2 plus 2? What's 4 plus 1? What number am I looking for? Negative 4. Anybody know how I can get negative 4?
You put a negative divided by negative.
Whoa, what would I write right here?
Negative 2.
Very good. Negative 2 and negative 2. Okay? All right. Listen. Does negative 2 times negative 2 give you positive 4? Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay? All right, hold on.
You added.
magic combination. Okay? All right. What do I have to divide both of these by? 1. And does that change anything? No. So x minus 2, x minus 2. Guys, sometimes on the test, this will be the answer choice. Okay? X minus 2 to the second power, because that means to write it how many times? Twice. Okay? You don't have to write that on the test, but if it's multiple choice, sometimes they do it like that. Okay? All right, number 5. What do I do first?
Multiply A and C.
Good. So 1 times 3 is 3. What multiplies give you 3? 1 and 3. Okay. All right, when I add those, 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. Will that work? No. What am I looking for? Negative 4. Okay. How can I get negative 4? Both of them become negative. Okay. So negative 1 plus negative 3 gives you negative 4. Okay. What do I divide both of these by? 1, and that doesn't change it. You'll still be left with negative 1. You'll still have negative 3. Okay. All right, x and x, minus 1, minus 3. Or what else could you have written?
X minus 3, X minus
Very good. X minus 3, x minus 1. Okay. All right, number 6. Anything that will go into 8, 2, and 3? No, there's no common factor on this one. I multiply these. 8 times negative 3. Negative 24. Okay. All right, what are some things that multiply to give you negative 24? Okay, I heard negative 8 and 3. Okay. All right, let's stop there and add and see if any of these work. When I add them, negative 8 plus 3. Negative 5, thank you. Negative 6 plus 4. And negative 12 plus 2. Okay. What am I looking for? Positive 2. So none of those are the right combinations.
So the negative 64 changed to negative to 4.
Okay, so she says this was the closest one, so switch which one has the negative. Does negative 4 times 6 still multiply to give you negative 24? All right, when you add it, what does it give you? 2, okay? All right, so this is our magic combination. Don't forget to divide. Don't forget to divide. What are we dividing by? 8. Okay? All right. Negative 4, will it divide by 8? No, but it'll reduce. What does it reduce to? Negative 1/2. Okay, negative 1/2. What does 6 over 8 reduce to? Okay, so 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 8 twice. 2 goes into 6. 3, 2 goes into 8, 4. Okay? All right, this is a bottoms up one. So 2 goes in front, 2x, and then it's got to be minus 1 because the 1 has a negative with it. So it's 2x minus 1. Then you're going to have another bottoms up one. What goes in front? 4x plus 3. All right, number 7, you can put a 1 in front. 1 times 36 is 36. All right, what are some things that multiply to give you 36? 6 times 6. 9 times 4. All right, let's stop there. 6 and 6, 9 and 4, 12 and 3. All right, we've got to add them. What is 6 plus 6? 12. 9 plus 4? Okay, so that one's the closest, but we need it to be negative 13. So what can I do? Negative 9, negative 4. Both of them negative, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So they both have to be negative on this one. Okay? They both have to be negative. All right, what do I divide by on this one? When you divide by 1, does it change anything? No, so it's just going to be x minus 9 and then x minus 4. That's your answer. Okay.